by the author of The Faithful Prepper and The Prepper's Guide to Post-Disaster Communications. Sometimes it is best to take a step back and look at the facts that we know without a doubt so that we can then take a look at the bigger picture. Within the context of World War III, here is a bit of what we have seen. Draw your own conclusions. Does Washington's opinion here matter? Out of the blue, New York City recently released a PSA instructing New Yorkers on what they needed to do in order to survive a nuclear strike on American soil. This hasn't been done since the Cold War. If you want information about nuclear survival that isn't glossed over by the government, you should check out our live nuclear survival webinar that is coming up with Army Ranger NBC specialist Chuck Hudson. Go here to learn more. The United States is now stockpiling anti-radiation medicine. Washington recently ordered $290 million worth of the drug plate, a drug used to treat blood cell injuries that accompany acute radiation syndrome in adult and pediatric patients, ARS. Biden recently said that Putin was not joking about a potential Russian attack with a tactical nuclear weapon. Does the market speak? Potassium iodide pills are out of stock just about everywhere you check now. Sales of gas masks, Geiger counters, and dosimeters have absolutely exploded. Russian nuclear doctrine is worth learning about. Russian nuclear doctrine permits Russia to make a first strike provided the Kremlin believes they have faced an aggression against the Russian Federation with conventional weapons when the very existence of the state is threatened. Russian nuclear doctrine permits battlefield commanders to use TA. Check out our free QUICKSTRT guide to what to eat when the power goes out to give yourself an edge when it happens. Getting one's duckies in a row. Russia recently drove nuclear-capable equipment past the American embassy in Moscow. A Russian train was recently spotted moving equipment from a military unit that is known to handle nuclear weapons. The Sarmat-2, a nuclear-capable, hypersonic ICBM, was just tested this past year by Russia. It is impossible to defend against it with current technology that we know of. In March, Belarus decided Russian nukes could now enter the country. Russia has sent out the Belgorod, a submarine equipped with 6 Poseidon missiles, each of which is capable of creating a radioactive tidal wave. Russian troops have been granted permission by Nicaragua to conduct joint training exercises with the nation and bring in troops, ships, and airplanes. Nuclear-capable Russian bombers are in Venezuela. Verbal warnings the building the German embassy was housed in Kiev was recently hit by a Russian missile after the Crimean Bridge attack. While the building has been empty since the war started, it is theorized that this was done to send a very explicit message. Russians marched through the streets of Moscow chanting, "Nuke Washington," after the Crimean Bridge attack.